Welcome to CIT 180 HTML and CSS programming. I am your instructor, Lisa Ballback, and I'm going to give you a brief overview of the course and of the first week. Up at the top is my office phone number and my email. Right now, campus is closed, so my office number and office phone are not going to be very useful. However, I do check email many times a day, so that is the best way to get a hold of me. I will be holding office hours Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. If those hours don't work for you, all you have to do is email me and I can meet with you pretty much any other time. I'm pretty flexible. The reason I chose Thursday night is because your assignments are due Friday night by 11:59 p.m. You'll notice that there are several buttons at the top of the course, and these are all resources that you can use. There are HTML tutorials, CSS tutorials, JavaScript tutorials. If you find that you're having trouble understanding anything, these are resources that you can use to research and find out more information. Below those buttons are links to the CIT department social media sites. What we post at those sites would be internship and job opportunities, and if we have any events going on that students are invited to, those are posted as well. News and announcements would be anything that I want the majority of class or all the students to know. I post to news and announcements. If it's something specific regarding an assignment that you submitted, you should check the grade book and the specific assignment for comments, okay? Because those would never be posted to announcements. You'll notice there's also a discussion forum for student questions and answers, and this is for you to post questions to each other. The student forum is not one that I tend to go into, so if you are having problems with an assignment, it is best to contact me directly, okay? And then I will be able to help you. The course is organized in collapsible blocks, and each week you'll notice that additional blocks have been opened. I don't open up everything to start the semester because some people find it really overwhelming. So I pretty much open up blocks a couple days before a lesson is due. So this lesson, the first one, is due on June 5th. So the lesson 2 block will be open before June 5th. Okay, so you'll see the lesson 2 pop up within the first week of class. Coding resources, this is just resources for you. If you're looking for additional ebooks or websites, these are all things that other students have found useful. Lesson 1, this is what we're going to cover the first week. And it does look like we have a lengthy list, but most of it is just kind of housekeeping and it's not going to take a long time. So the course information and orientation information, I've kind of separated. And there is a welcome message that you're going to want to read through. It kind of explains how the course is organized. Then the syllabus basically gives you information about the course itself. You can read through the description, what book is required, what software we're going to use. All the software is free. And I have my own domain on the internet, and I actually am able to create accounts for you. So I will be creating web accounts for you. So you do not need to worry about getting a web host. And the learning outcomes cover what we're going to be learning in this class. So if you ever have insomnia, you can just kind of read through that list and then you should have no trouble falling asleep. Grading, this is something that you're going to want to take note of. The course goes by total points and your grade is a percentage of those points. So we have 1,000 points. 950 to 1,000 is a 4.0. 900 to 949 is a 3.5. So in this class, you just want to get as many points as you can. The way you get points is you do the textbook assignments and the lab assignments. You do your final project and the project showcase and participate in all of the discussion forums. A lot of students blow off the forums and they can't get an A in this class if they don't do the forums. The forums don't take a lot of time. It's fun. You interact with each other. Quite often, it's your opinion that you are posting, and there is no right or wrong. Okay, so just participating, you get the points. We have a quiz and a couple exams in here, and then our final exam is the MTA certification test for HTML and CSS programming. And this just describes a little bit more about the textbook chapters, the textbook assignments, lab assignments, everything that you're going to be working with in this course. We go through etiquette, which I'm sure all of you know already. I would just make sure you have read through this entire document and you are familiar with it. The college syllabus is the same for all courses, and this is just basically college policies and procedures. And then we have our course assignment schedule. You are going to want to print this out because it covers what we are going to discuss every week in this class. And you'll notice that these items that are under week 1, I've also got up here. Okay, and same goes for week 2. When we get into week 2, the items that are displayed here below lesson 2 are going to show up at the top of the Moodle block. So if you print this out, as you complete things, you can simply cross them off because this is what we're covering each week. Because this course is accelerated, okay, we only have 10 weeks to get everything done. Normally we have 15 weeks. Some of the weeks are going to seem like it's a lot of work. Lesson 2, normally I do this in 2 weeks and we're doing it in 1. Okay, and lesson 3 is the same. Normally this is done in 2 separate weeks. We are doing it in 1. Okay, so some of the weeks we have doubled up and they are going to take you some more time to get done. The first week I did not double up because this is kind of your getting everything ready week. There's software that you're going to have to download and install. You have to make sure that you have the book and you have everything set up to be successful in the course. There are also what I consider housekeeping tasks, like the student profile glossary and the discussion. These are so your classmates can get to know you. So I'm going to go ahead and post to both. So when you come in here, you'll at least see mine. And so what we have to do with this is we're going to add a new entry. And for the concept, you are going to put in your first and last name. And then what I want is like a quote or a hashtag or, you know, a sentence that describes you or your philosophy. And I'm actually going to put a little Confucius quote in here, because this is pretty much my philosophy. Get rid of some of these spaces. And then right above that, I'm going to stick in a picture. So I am going to put in a recent picture, even though I haven't had a haircut for 3 months. So normally I have straight hair, but I've kind of let my hair go curly because it is just out of control. So I'm going to post a picture. This was taken about a week ago of myself and my granddaughter. I'm going to save it as Lisa curly hair because normally I do not have curly hair. My hair is naturally curly, but I straighten it, although now it's just impossible. Cannot work with it. Okay, so here we'll say Lisa with curly hair. And you can see this is coming in way, way, way too big. So for the width, which is the first dimension, you're going to want 150 or 200. So I'm just going to do 200 and click in the next box, and it'll keep it proportional. And I want this at the top. So I'm going to save. And then I'm going to save here. Now where this shows up is over here on the left side under the class spotlight. So when you add your image and either the sentence describing you or a quote you like or your hashtag, yours will also display here. And every time you enter Moodle, it's going to randomly retrieve a different image. Okay, and that's just a way to get to know the different people in this class. Now, the next thing that you're going to do is the discussion exercise. So you're going to come in here, going to add a new topic, CIT 180. And then you're going to introduce yourself, include your name or nickname, any interests or hobbies you have, major or your program of study. And if there's anything additional you would like to share with the class, feel free to do so. Only share what you are comfortable with. Now I'm going to pause this while I write mine. All right, so I've keyed in all of mine, and you certainly don't have to write this much, okay? Only share what you're comfortable with. Now I'm going to post. Okay, and when you come in here, you'll see mine in addition to any other classmate who has posted. Okay, and our next little task here is to read the chapter in the book. Okay, because now we are done with the information orientation portion, and we're moving on to textbook chapter and quiz. The first chapter does not involve creating web pages. It basically gives you an overview of the web. So you're going to read through the chapter in the book, you're going to read the lecture material, and then there is a quiz that you will take. Okay, so you'll read the book, you'll read through the web development overview lecture, okay, and then you will come over and take the quiz. Now, all of the quizzes are open book, open note. You can only take it one time, but there is no time limit. So I do expect you to look up answers. Now, where you should look up answers is in the lecture, okay, or in the book. Okay, do not try to Google answers because if you Google them, they might be wrong. And if you look in the lecture notes and the book, you will get the correct answer. So once you finish that, you're going to move on down here to software to download and install. You are going to need VS Code. This is free. Okay, and if you have a different editor that you like using, I do not have a problem. If you want to use a different editor, however, all of the examples and the videos in this course are done using VS Code, and VS Code is a industry standard for developers. For transferring pages to the web, we are going to use FileZilla, which is cross-platform, and it is also free. Then you do need multiple web browsers installed. Okay, so right now I'm in Chrome, and I usually use Chrome. However, if I am doing web pages, I also check them in multiple browsers. So you can download Firefox, Opera, and Microsoft Edge. You can have all four. Safari is no longer supported on Windows. So I have an iPhone and I also have an iPad, and that is where I kind of test things on iOS and Safari. Okay, so I do have multiple browsers, and I also test things in Safari using my mobile devices. Okay, and the reason you want to do that is because pages do not always display the same. So once you get everything installed, you are all set for lesson 2. I will be emailing you to let you know what your username and password are, and you are going to need that for lesson 2. After you complete the assignments, you will transfer them to the internet, and you will be using the username and password that I give you. You'll be inputting those into FileZilla. Okay. I do not have the entire course open the first week. People find it very overwhelming if they see all of these lessons, so I gradually open things up. So as we work in week 1, I will open up lesson 2. And that is where you're going to need all of the software installed when you start lesson 2. In the meantime, if you run into any problems or if you have questions, please email me. I am not going anywhere this summer. I am home a lot, so you aren't going to have to wait very long for a response. Please email me if you have any questions, and I look forward to working with all of you.